Hey, are you also tired of all these promotions in your primary inbox? I know Google is great at actually filtering out emails, but it could be way better. There's still a lot of these emails coming to my inbox. So I thought, hey, why not feed those emails to OpenAI and then just have it label it for me so that I don't have to look at them. So first of all, I have these categories made up myself, and I instructed ChatGPT to essentially identify which category every email falls into. So it was actually pretty easy to do. You need a Zapier subscription for this, of course, but whenever a new email comes in, I feed that email to ChatGPT. As a last step, I add that label to those emails. So for every email, that's what happens. But wait, here's what I discovered. What the hell? Gmail actually does not allow to connect to ChatGPT. So Google seems to be blocking other, I guess, companies from using their data. So I was not actually able to proceed with this. I set it all up, but it didn't work. Wonder why they would do that. Of course, there's a workaround. I managed to make something work with just Python code, and it is working. But if you like that kind of stuff, please keep on watching. The requirements for you are gonna have to have a Zapier account for this to work. You have to have an OpenAI API key. All of these things are easy to figure out how to get. And then to actually make this work, you're gonna need to do some Python and API requests, maybe a Hugging Face account. So to actually, because you might need to be a bit more advanced, but I don't go into full detail because I did not expect this to not be that easy. So thanks, Google. All right. Hope you enjoy. Okay, let's try to figure this out. So what we did is first, we made a trigger on Zapier. So the first step is just my new email in Gmail. This is what kicks off the entire thing. So whenever a new email comes in, we set it up, and then you just can connect your account through here. And you defined, I selected everything in inbox. So everything that actually goes through the Gmail filter and still lands in my inbox, I want to get some labels onto it, some more labels. So I got my first email as a test in here. And then we go to second step, which is now that email, that conversation that I got. Let me run that through GPT-4, and I'm gonna use this prompt for that. That's for now what I'm going for. As I said, you are an email classifier. The user input is an email body, and you have to assess the relevant label. The labels that I thought are most relevant for me on my personal email, I want to distinguish personal email from just some automated notifications. Tickets I wanted to have as a special category so it can filter on those, and promotions are the last ones. I know there's a promotion field on HubSpot, but on Gmail, but maybe we can detect that better. It's important, no explanation needed, so that it only returns the label. So actually I just copied that in here in this stage. In order to connect that, you need your OpenAI key. You can get that from openai.com. And here I'm just going to use GPT-4. I'm using temperature 0.3 because basically I want it to be as close to zero as possible, because it really always need to return one of those threes. I don't need it to be creative at all. So I might as well just put 0. And yeah, we don't need anything else. So now let's see what kind of email so that's the system message. And here's the content. So I got a promotion from Green Chef, as you can see here. It's a promo code, whatever. So I'm guessing from that promo code is going to be pretty easy for it to determine that this is a promotion. Sweet. Okay. The next step is actually to make sure that it does not return promotion, but creates like an actual label, and I'll show you why. So the next step is that I'm going to set up is I want to label my emails, and very conveniently there's a step called add a label to an email on Zapier. that means, all right, now I select my account. Here are the labels I want to add. So first of all, you see these are the labels that we have. So it needs to return this little thing. So this is what Gmail reads as this specific label, tickets. So I unfortunately cannot feed the word tickets in here and then make it tagged on the email. What I need is that special code. So this is the most convenient way to get that into the prompt. Basically was to go here, take one of those emails. Let's do make. Okay, so this is a competitor to Zapier. I signed up because I thought maybe I could do it with them. But let me just tag them with all these things that I care about. So these things, updates are not my label. All right, now we have all 4 labels on this. That means we do the trick basically where we take from the sample test. No, it's not one. Just to click away, I think that's not that one either. Make, it was make. Let me just pull again. Ready, just design and build and automate. Okay, here I found it. So that email that we just labeled with all the labels that we care about, we found it in here just by basically pulling more and more examples from your email. That's how it's easy to do. So now we can actually copy these labels and we take those labels into the prompt right here, and we just simply have to match, which of these labels are actually is this this code for. So let me just do that. Okay, I thought I'll show you how I did this. So this is one of those weird things where there are multiple ways to do this, but also there's no obvious way to do it at the same time. So what I did is I just duplicated the tab on my Zapier, and for this third stage, here, I simply, since I already had that example of that email with these labels, I said, hey, show me what kind of, actually, yeah, this doesn't matter, because just show me, hey, which labels do I need to add? And now I see which label corresponds to which code, and I just, in the prompt, I need to tell OpenAI which label is which code. So that's what I did. I separated here. Personal email is this, and I also made it clear the structure of this instruction here, label description and the label. So you got these things over here, and now it's going to be clear. It should return just this. If an email seems to be a personal email, then it just returns this. Now to make this a bit more the descriptive, I'm gonna just add some sentences in here because I foresee there might be some trouble. So just to give some more information for OpenAI. We'll be back soon. Okay, so this is my attempt. As you can see here, I just wanted to add more context. So for each label, I did a little explanation, and I explained that this is gonna be an explanation in here. Here, for example, I think personal category is, if someone directly emails me, that should be a personal email label. If it's automated or not automated, it's like a reach out or an advertisement, automated, non-automated reach out emails, just anything. Basically, I'm trying to make that category clear. Tickets, so I feel it's nice to have a category where all the things I need to look up would be, and other automated notifications. So this is how I worked the prompt out. I think what would be very useful is actually give a couple of examples here, but I'm gonna do that once I test out a couple of examples and I see where it doesn't work, and I'll just give those examples at the end of this prompt. Great, let's see how this works. Don't have to use anything else. So currently, that's what we have. Let's see what it, yeah, so now we have a big email. It's a, all right, this label is 3420. 3420 was the personal email. Okay, so now it thought that, hi Arnoldus, ready to begin automation. We cannot wait you. So he thought this was a personal email. All right, we gotta fix that. So it's cool. We have a first example. Let's fix the prompt. Okay, so we are in a tough spot now because, you know, hey Arnoldus is how it presumably assumes that this is a personal email, and now I have to somehow tell it that, you know, somehow describe to it that, you know, that you have to recognize that this is an ad. And for me, it's clear that it's an ad just by looking at it immediately. But now I have to do that with OpenAI. And I don't know how am I gonna do this for now, but I thought, let's just see, here's how I would solve it. So it does take a long way, but I copied the prompt in here and the actual email in here, and let's see how it responds. So it responds with promotion. All right, so here it responded, he actually evaluated it correctly. I wonder what's different from the prompt on here. Let me just try to run it again. So GPT-4 thinks that this is 420. 420 is personal email. Okay, so it still thinks that. Let me see if I made a mistake in here. That happens sometimes. Oh, okay, so 420 is a promotion. So I mismatched. Okay, so I mismatched these. So it did recognize this as a promotion. Well, here's some troubleshooting for you guys. Hope you liked it. Let me just fix that real quick. Okay, so switching this around, it does seem like we got it right. So it does think that this is a promotion. Let's give it another go. Let's see with another email. Okay, come back to America, meal kit, eating well, Green Chef. All right, we got some Green Chef advertisement in here. Let's try it out. And it did 974. 974 is promotion. Okay, so hopefully it detects promotions well. Let me see if I can find an example that is not a promotion. Okay, I think I found one. Let's try. This is actually an email from Gmail saying that there's a security notification. The way I would like it to be labeled, let me think. I would like this to be other automated notifications ending with 534. That's how I would like it to do it. 534, that's how I did it. Great. Okay, let me try find another one. Let's try to break it. Okay, so here's what I did. I just say, hey, make up some kind of personal email to Arnoldus, which is my name. That it doesn't. A life-changing discovery. Is that something I would write to my friend? But I'm gonna now email me from with this email. I'm gonna email from my other email to this email, and we'll see how this is labeled. But it is pretty cool that it discovered that my name is Lithuanian and it's just all about Lithuania and like music and whatever, Europe. Hilarious. Okay, I got that email. It's gonna cost me some tokens, I guess, but hey, whatever, let's go. Cool, so we got that email. All right, let's see how it labels it. So now I definitely want this to be a personal email, so it has to be 420. Let's do it. Retest. So now the answer we want is user label 420. Yes, it's a personal email. It was labeled correctly. Okay, Well, it seems like I don't know how else to break this. What is the thing we didn't try yet? Okay, you see, all right, so I've attached a random thing, but it really doesn't matter. But I said flight is coming up, ticket, boarding the plane, I'd find it attached. Now I really want this email. Oh, so here's that email. So I really want this to be essentially be labeled as tickets. 5657, that's what we're going for. All right, that email, let's give it a go. Okay, so is the flight is coming up thing, and now it's 657, 657. All right, so these are the main categories that I thought of, and all of them seem to be working. I expected this not to go as well as it did, but let's see how it reacts in real life. Therefore, but just to be safe, I'm gonna add a subject of that email too, and then body of that, just like this. So now we know subject, and here's the body. Model is, this is what I'm using, temperature 0, because I want it to be very precisely only returning the label and not being creative at all. All right, so let's just see if this works still. Sometimes, you know, you add something you think is minor, but actually changes the outcome. So no, we're still getting the correct label. Okay, and the final step is, on this label step, you simply need to choose which labels to add. And since if you just select one, then it's just always going to add that label. What you want is you want to use custom option and just select that output of this. Just select the output of that ID. That's what this is. That's what it returned, 657. And now which message, so this is important. This is also custom. You can use this step 1 to select which email will be labeled, and this will change every time this zap runs. And now to this email, we could add this label. Let's give it a test. Here we go. If you can see, the tickets label has just been added. Let's test it out with a couple more, and let's add it here. Very good. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look. In my inbox, I can see that this is tickets. These are personal emails. These are things. If I want only tickets, I can see only tickets. If I want only personal emails, see only personal emails. And I am able to define these categories myself. Well, bad news. So apparently Gmail does not allow interactions with OpenAI. Now that I try to actually automatically classify all those emails, this is the message I got. Gmail has some additional requirements, and the Gmail data can only be sent to approved apps, and I'm assuming that's more in the Google territory and not OpenAI, unfortunately. So it cannot be that simple, unfortunately. We cannot make this work. Of course, that just made me more anxious to actually make this work. So I made I just made a custom Python code. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you exactly how I did it, because I don't think that's going to be applicable to all of you. But if you have the knowledge, if you understand how these things work better than I do, you can try to replicate it maybe somewhere else. What I did is I simply recreated one of these ChatGPT situations in a Hugging Face. It's basically a very simple code like this. So this is a simple chat completion function that I created here. And I did it all on Gradio, and I made through the Hugging Face interface, you can actually use this button, use via API, and it gives you a way to query your own, to query your own thing on your own API key, so that you can actually give it the exact same instructions in here as here, and and you can replicate the ChatGPT instruction. So if you can host your own code here and then and somewhere and query it with API, you can make a simple webhook or a custom requests code in here in Python. Yeah, so you can see I simply ran some code requests. I define what the text is, what the email is, and then I respond. I send a post request to that specific address that you can get out of here. So let's say you can host that somewhere yourself. And then I send the two things. One is the email text, and one, this is a prompt, and this is the actual text of an email. And that's it, and return a label. So I basically recreated this step with just code and went around that limitation. Yeah, so sorry, this was not as straightforward as I thought when I started, but this is how I solved it, and I think it's a pretty cool application. Yep, so I was able to just turn it on. We can always go around those restrictions. Okay, hope this is useful. Have a good day.